Does the Earth really have its own frequency? You've probably heard people talking about raising Earth's vibration or tuning into the new frequency of consciousness. These ideas are everywhere in holistic and New Age communities, but what's really behind them? Is there any science to these claims, or is it something else entirely? Today we're going to dive deep into this topic, separate the science from the spirituality, and figure out what's actually going on. First, let's talk about what scientists call the Schumann Resonance. This is a real, measurable phenomenon. Imagine the space between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere, a layer of the atmosphere about 60 miles up, as a giant resonant cavity. Lightning strikes all around the world, about 50 times a second, create electromagnetic waves that get trapped in this space. These waves bounce around and create a set of standing waves, or frequencies. The fundamental frequency, the lowest and strongest one, is about 7.83 Hertz. This was first predicted by physicist Winfried Otto Schumann in the 1950s and has been measured consistently for decades. It's often called the Earth's heartbeat, and it's a natural, stable part of our planet's environment. For as long as we've been measuring it, this 7.83 Hertz frequency has been remarkably constant. So if the science says the frequency is stable, where did all the talk about it changing come from? This is where science starts to blend with spirituality and, unfortunately, pseudoscience. The idea that the Earth's frequency is rapidly increasing, signaling a shift in human consciousness or an ascension to a higher dimension, didn't originate from scientific research. Instead, it gained popularity through esoteric YouTube channels, online forums, and certain spiritual books. These sources took the scientific term Schumann Resonance and reinterpreted it to fit a spiritual narrative. They claimed the frequency was spiking to 12, 15, or even higher hertz, linking this supposed change to everything from mass awakenings to solar flares affecting our DNA. The problem is, there's no credible scientific data to support these claims. While the intensity of the resonance can fluctuate, the fundamental frequency itself remains stable at 7.83 Hertz. This brings us to a crucial question. How can you tell when a scientific concept is being twisted into a myth? It happens more often than you'd think. You'll see scientific-sounding words like quantum, frequency, and vibration used to explain spiritual ideas without any actual scientific backing. For example, the idea that you can quantically manifest your desires takes a term from physics and uses it metaphorically. It sounds impressive, but it has no connection to the actual principles of quantum mechanics. A simple test you can use is to ask, where is the data? A genuine scientific claim will be backed by peer-reviewed studies, measurable data, and repeatable experiments. You should be able to trace it back to a reputable source, like a scientific journal or a university research paper. If the only sources are personal blogs, YouTube channels, or books that don't cite any scientific research, it's a good sign you've entered the realm of pseudoscience. So, while the Schumann resonance is a fascinating scientific fact, the narrative about it rapidly increasing to usher in a new age of consciousness is a modern myth. It's a powerful story that resonates with our desire for positive change and spiritual growth. But it's important to distinguish between what is scientifically verified and what is a matter of belief. Understanding the difference helps us appreciate both the wonders of the natural world and the power of human storytelling without confusing the two. It's about being curious, but also being critical thinkers. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into science and culture. See you in the next video.